This is Physical and Financial Fitness with Patrick, where we come live and we talk about financial intelligence while we get fit, or at least while we try to get fit. But I'm just about helping people physically and financially get in their best shape ever. And I come live in the mornings on the old YouTube and do my morning workout in general. And while I'm doing my morning workout, I like to answer questions about cash flow and investing. And, we talk about crypto, we talk about real estate and trusts and infinite banking and all these good things. So it's all about just being physically and financially fit. And that's why I come live for y'all. And today we're going to have a fun time. So today we're going to try to talk about this 5-year gap. This 5-year gap in from where you're at now to where you really want to be. Excuse me. And I find it very intriguing, actually. I find it very intriguing. Look at that beautiful bike of my daughter's up there. I can't believe that they get bikes like this when they're, 6 years old now. When we were 6 years old, our bikes weighed 30 pounds and had chrome all over them, right? Look at this. They got blue tires on this thing. It's wild. But if you're just jumping on, say what's going on. Say hi. I want to know people's age today. I'm going to put my Bluetooth mic in because I have forgotten to do that. But I figured today's Friday. We're going to have some fun, but we're going to talk about this 5-year plan. There's literally it's a 5-year thing I've seen, right? 5 years to completely flip your life upside down and sideways and to be somewhere totally different in 5 years. And so when people are coming on live today, I want to know how old you are, where you're at in life at this moment. Excuse me. And we're going to talk about what changes we would like to see in our lives in the next 5 years and how we can do that, how we can make it happen. Because 5 years, guys, you can drastically change your life upside down. Be a totally different person 5 years from now. So that's what I want to discuss. Oops, I got one person on. Oops. Got one person on right now. Who's on? 2 people on now. So we're just getting started, guys. This is Patrick, and I come live, talk about physical and financial fitness. Today, we want to talk about your plan. Today, I want to know what your plan is, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out how old you are now. We're going to figure out where you want to be in the next 5 years, envisioning where you want to be in the next 5 years. And we're going to see how we can get you there. Dexter's on. Hey, Dexter, good morning. I wish I was 55 so that you could get discounts. Aren't you about there, buddy? All right. Mic should be working now. I got that thing going. Should be able to hear me a lot better. So Dexter says, I wish I was 55. I forget how old you are, Dex. And let's just start with you, Dexter. So we're going to say, how old are we? Okay. When you're coming in, how old are you in the comments? What's your age right now? And what we want to do is we want to go, what's your age now? And where do we want to be in 5 years? That's the idea today. How do you get your teeth so white? Dude, I wish. I'm literally drinking coffee right now. My teeth are not white. I wish my teeth were white. I'm going to be on that adventure here pretty soon. I even got the whole kit now, which is expensive, I didn't realize. But I got that whole kit now where they gave me the trays and things like that with the whitening stuff from the dentist. I just haven't attacked that problem yet. But I wish I had white teeth. Thanks for the compliment, dude. 23, looking for a boyfriend. Well, I can't help you with that. This is physical and financial fitness, guys. So if you're just coming onto my channel, we talk about physical and financial fitness. Those are the subjects we like to talk about. Getting physically fit, more energy, more healthy, or getting more financially fit. So that's what we talk about on this channel if you're new. And today I'm trying to tell people that their life can change drastically for the better. More so, I'm talking about financial today, but physically as well. But someone can change their life around, flip it completely upside down and sideways, different for the better, I mean, within a 5-year time period. And I've seen people try to do it in a year or think it's going to happen in a year when they start a new venture or what have you. And it just doesn't seem to me in nature, in the universe, to work out that way generally. And what I'm talking about is, guys, yeah, there's the 1% that get lucky. There's the 1% that hit it big. There's the 1% that do this and do that. But if we're counting on the 1% and we're just hoping to hit the 1%, in order to change our lives, then we're, walking down the wrong path here. So, Jim Rohn said, we're not trees as trees are rooted where they are. And, trees can't move, guys. Trees can't make moves. Trees are just there. So anything that comes about a tree, it's just there. But we're not trees. We're not rooted. We have the ability to make moves, man. Good morning. Good morning, Wick Vegas. So the idea here, guys, if you're on, is this. I want to know how old you are in the chat. I want to know how old you are now. Like, just type your age in. And then I want to know, where do you want to be in 5 years? Dexter just wants to get older so that he can get the 55-year-old retirement discounts over at, the Denny's, the local Denny's. And that just takes, again, time, right? You don't really have to do much. You don't really have to do much, Dex, for that goal. You just wait. And pretty soon, guys, when we reach over 55, we get that discount. That's kind of funny. And happy Friday, Wick. How old are you guys? So when you come in here, guys, we do physical and financial fitness with Patrick. We're talking about finances today mostly, and show how you can achieve your financial dreams within just a 5-year time period. I really believe it to be true. So how old are you and what do you want to do? IRAP, what's going on, dude? 50, apartment builder in SD, Dexter. So you're a 50-year-old guy, Dex, and Dexter wants to be an apartment builder in San Diego. That can happen. We talked about that yesterday. Man. That we can make that happen. Was that your subtle reminder for me this morning while I'm doing my live? Was that your reminder? 46, butcher in Cincinnati. That's pretty cool, man. A butcher. I've always wanted to learn from a real good butcher how to carve up a whole cow, man. That's got to be a feat. I've seen some of it done, but so a butcher in Cincinnati. Do we always want to be a butcher? Do we want to be something different in 5 years? Do you make the money as a butcher in Cincinnati? Do you make the money? Do you make the money you want to make, and do you live the life you want to live, or are you looking for difference? If I'm not talking about people that are super duper stoked and where they're at. Thank you, Dexter, for the reminder. I'll need a different one later because my mind doesn't work that way this early in the morning, especially when I'm live on YouTube. Thanks for the reminder, though. It is stuck in the back of my head. Don't you worry, sir. So my friend Dexter has this ability to maybe try to build a little apartment building here in San Diego. And I was just saying, boy, oh boy, the reason why I don't build or do things in San Diego where I live is because the red tape here is ridiculous. It's wild how much you have to go through to put shovel on land around here. So what if you're the butcher in Cincinnati? That's so funny, dude. All right. All right, cool. So IRAP, what's going on with you, man? You made your money already, IRAP. So IRAP, you're looking for more passive income? Is that what you're saying? I couldn't tell from your comments. You already made your money, IRAP, and you're looking to get into some more passive income? Is that what we're talking about? Just OD. You want to be a hotel receptionist in New York City someday? That makes no sense, but anyway. I bet you could do that now. You don't got to wait 5 years for that. No, guys, I'm just looking for banter. Like, are you looking for a easier life 5 years from now? Are you looking to retire and stop having to work at all 5 years from now? What is your real goal 5 years from now? Where do you want to go? We're gonna have some fun with it today. I actually ended up pulling my bicep, guys. Getting old is so gay. I can be out here in the garage, busting butt, doing curls, doing all sort of workouts, and be just fine. And my daughter is micro-sized. She's a little 1.5-year-old thing. And yesterday I go and I pick her up in the house and I go like, wee, woo, and I did this whole thing, fly her around like Superman. She loves it. And then put her down. I go out later and I'm going, what in the hell? My arm starts hurting. I go, what's wrong with my arm, man? And I swear I pulled something. It's ridiculous. Getting old sucks. Pricing in NYC is too high for you to currently afford. Man, I don't know about NYC, man. NYC, I would get out of there. But I don't, I went to New York twice, I think. Twice now I went to New York, and I don't see the whole beauty behind New York, honestly. It seemed like mostly dirty to me, and it seemed like it was very claustrophobic, right? Because you don't have any views. There's just buildings all around you, at least where I was. And the way they've gone politically and stuff, I might have to get out of New York, man. And you can definitely do that in faster than 5 years. I see. You live in Cincinnati. Oh, okay, I see. Man, don't go to New York. New York's wild. What's up, Andy? Andy, good morning. How you doing? I know Andy's on track to make some changes. He's working hard. If you're just coming on, I just want to know how old you are, and if you want to see change in your life financially, where do you really want to be realistically 5 years from now? We're looking at like a 5-year time frame. Andy said a great webinar yesterday. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it was a cool webinar yesterday, man. It was fun, and sometimes it's really cool to really break down one of the things that changed my life over a 5-year time period, completely drastically, flipped it upside down. And it's fun to share that in great detail on a webinar with people where they can really get the idea of the numbers and stuff like that. NY, it's not that bad, is that what you're saying? Yeah. What was cool about the webinar yesterday, Andy, wasn't it, is Dexter has a friend or two. They came on my live here yesterday morning, so we were talking live and that, and then they ended up jumping on the webinar too. So really cool to be trying to help some people here. Oh, try a bacon, egg, and cheese in New York City and I'll feel differently. Probably, man. Probably. A gin martini at a jazz bar. Damn, that sounds sweet too. That sounds awesome, man. Actually sounds awesome. I don't drink anymore. One of the things I did to improve my health over the past year and a half. Yeah, man. Dirty martini in downtown with music. I'm telling you, that would have been my jive, man. So I feel you. So I get it. It's a lot of cool stuff in New York. A lot of good culture, right? Good food, good clubs, nightclubs, drinks, entertainment, that kind of thing. I mean, hell, I get all that. It's just when I went there, I didn't get that vibe, but I didn't go out at night either. And back then I was there to do business, but yeah, anything but the martini. Exactly. I'm straight, dude. I'm on that though. It does seem really cool in certain ways. I'm not just trying to crush New York here, but I've just seen like politically when I went there, it didn't seem very clean. When I went there, it seemed very claustrophobic to me. But again, I'm used to being born and raised out here in San Diego, California, y'all. It's like I can go outside in my backyard and see gorgeous mountains and a view and that kind of thing. So it's just a different game, I guess. If I was born and raised in New York, I'd probably be singing a whole different tune here. So I get that. You just have to seek it out. That's right. You just have to seek it out. But, sometimes, have you ever played hide and seek, you guys? That's a good point. Have you ever played hide and seek and somebody just hid so well you really couldn't find them? You like gave up after hide and go seek and you're like, all right, I can't find you, whatever. And you gave up and then they popped out and they're like, oh, I got you good. So sometimes seeking isn't always the answer. Sometimes you seek for quite some time, but you never find. But yeah, dude, so if you're coming in, just let me know. How old are you? That's what I want to know. What's your age? Drop that in the comments. So right now, guys, I'm 46 years old. I'm 46 years old, and I started doing what I'm doing now. I started doing what I'm doing now when I was, 38, I think. Yeah. So when I was 38 years old, I made a big shift. My life's totally different than it was then. I'm 46 now. And so I was able to make it. And if a guy like me is able to flip things upside down for the better physically and financially, then I know all of you are, period. You guys can do what you want to do. It just does take a little bit. You're in your 40s, 58, but I feel 45. I must agree, Andy. You sure don't look 58 to me, man. I haven't met you in person yet. Been able to shake your hand, unfortunately. I hope to do that soon with Andy. But Andy Woodward does not look 58. I will tell you that much right now. Feel 45. That's really good, man. You know that some 58-year-olds feel like they're 70, right? That's a choice we have. Like some people, when they get to 58, they feel 70. Being 58 and feeling 45 is fantastic. You're in your 40s. Super, you're in your 40s. Nope, no games. But Super, you're in your 40s. What do you do, Super? What do you do for a living? Are you happy with your finances right now? If you're in your 40s, is your trek to maybe retiring at 55 looking like it's on track? And if you're in your 40s, I don't know what exact age you are. I'm 46. But if you're in your 40s, do you want to be somewhere totally different in 5 years? Or are you completely happy? And guys, mind you, this is what's interesting. Some people are just totally happy where they're at. And I love those folks. That must be a great feeling of contentment. So, for those folks, I don't offer much value. We just become friends because I love people that are confidently excited about where they're at in life and don't really feel like in 5 years they need much more. Boy, that's a great position to be in. Some of us strive for more. Some of us are just not quite exactly happy with where we're at now, or we're not quite exactly on track to retire when we thought we would be able to. And, that's a lot more people out there, it seems these days, that are sort of unsatisfied with where they're at financially. Maybe they're not on their retirement goals or the retirement track. And, most people aren't super stoked. So for those people, I like to talk to and say, guys, there is proof in the pudding that I believe it's a 5-year deal. Okay? Now, the problem with this 5-year plan is that most people right now are on such immediate gratification that if I tell them they can change their life drastically in 5 years' time with their level of wealth, their level of financial security and all that good stuff, that somebody can become pretty wealthy. Somebody can change their life completely within 5 years' time. Well, isn't it a shame that a lot of people are not even willing to put in 5 years' time of hard work, doing something different than they've been doing, stepping outside their comfort zones and really making some shift here so that in a 5-year time period, they can go from where they're at now to a totally different place. I mean, really. But people can't even be patient enough to put in 5 years, guys. When I say 5 years, some people run. If it took you 5 years to achieve your financial dreams, would that be worth it? Is that too long for you guys? You tell me. Tell me in the chat, guys. I'm curious. If it was 5 years of hard work, but your life could be drastically different. You could have the house you want, the car you want, live where you want, set your kids up. You could just have the life you want, right? And really retire. You could retire within 5 years. I've seen people do it. So that's what I'm talking about today. How old are you? Where do you want to be in 5 years? I'm curious about that. Andy, I'm curious about Andy. Where does Andy want to be in 5 years? That's pretty funny. Shadow Dragon, I have a disability to get that bread. That's funny. I haven't really talked to you, Andy, about your financial dreams. You don't have to be sorry. I just didn't talk to you about where you want to be in 5 years, financially. Good morning, Bethany. Oh, if I know Bethany, 5 years from now, she wants to have a 5,000 or 6,000 square foot mansion. That would suit Bethany. And so we're going to work on that. But if you're just coming on, guys, my name's Patrick, okay? If you haven't met me yet, we talk about physical and financial fitness on this channel, and we go live every morning to do so. And the subject today is trying to figure out where someone wants to be in 5 years' time. So from any age you're starting at, wherever you're at, really, and we're talking young or old, okay? I'm just saying whatever age you're at now, excuse me, you can be somewhere totally different in a 5-year time frame. And I've seen it happen, okay? And a lot of people think it can happen faster. By next year, I'm going to be rich. Well, you really have to hit it big or get lucky there. But if I've seen a 5 year, it seems to be 5 years, guys, in the universe. It's 5 years from beginning to achievement with completely changing your financial future. It just takes about that long. But it is only 5 years. So there's pros and cons to that, right? If it took you only 5 years to achieve your financial dreams, wherever you see yourself financially, where you'd be completely satisfied and go, oh man, I've made it. What would that look like? Okay. And where are you at now and how big is the gap, right? Where are you at now? Are you unhappy with your finances? To be financially stable, Andy, yes. While helping a company grow. I don't need a lot. I just need to be comfortable. Well, there you go, Andy, right? So Andy wants to find some financial stability, right? Andy wants to find financial stability. He wants to work with a good company to help a good company grow. It makes you feel good to have to be a part of a growth process, right? That makes a person feel good. And, Andy's saying he doesn't need a lot just to be comfortable. So that's awesome. People have a different level of comfortability, right? And so it is now something that we can achieve, Andy, right, within the next 5 years to get you exactly where you want to be. Now, the funny thing is, Andy, you're sort of there yet. I don't know if we've achieved your financial stability quite yet, but you are helping a good company grow. That's for sure. So Andy's on his way. Good morning, Bethany. I love Shadow Dragon said, I have a disability to get bread. That was pretty funny. That was a good one this morning. Just said, just chess and cribbage. I am trying to teach my 6.5-year-old daughter now how to play chess. That's difficult to do. I'm kind of letting her come around to it, but I'm going to try to teach her how to play real chess because I'd love to have a little chess partner in my family here. Chess is a great game. Chess is like the game of life, is it not? We just have to make some planned moves. We have to plan one move ahead. We have to make sure we're watching what our opponents are doing so that we don't get taken out. And we try to methodically move towards checkmate. It's kind of the process in changing one's financial future, which is interesting. Now, I think, guys, because you all know, who know me well, I'm usually lifting weights in here in the mornings, getting out of breath, lifting weights, doing bench presses and all this stuff. Right today, hi, boo-boo. Hi. Huh? I know, Mom's coming home soon. She's not here yet, so just hang on the couch for a minute, okay? Daddy's on his video. Oh, Everly's up. All right, so my daughter woke up, and she wanted to come out here and say hi to me. Are you renovating a shack? That's interesting. Well, I don't know about renovating a shack. What do you mean by shack? Is it just a small house or something like that? Hi. Go chill. Go get yourself some food or something, okay? I'm on video, Mommy. I'll be home in a minute. Okay. I'll be in a minute. Just chill on the couch for a minute. Get a blanket. My daughter wants me now. Life is like a box of chocolates. That's true. What do you mean by renovating a shack? I'm not sure what you meant by that. But let's go honestly, right? So in true reality, guys, here's I'll give you guys an idea, okay? I'll set you guys up, all right? Since you guys are having trouble with your typing fingers this morning, here's what I'll do. I'll set you up, right? Let's just get real with each other, okay? I'm really happy with my situation right now, but what I want to do is I want to be able to get land, okay? So I love where I live and everything like that, but I don't want to be confined in a city with neighbors near me, right? Really, I want land. And so my purpose that I want to do, and so I have this goal in my mind. I'm painting a picture, guys, right? It starts with painting the picture of what it is you want. And so in 5 years from now, I'd like to be in a different property. I'd like to buy land. I'd like to have a few acres somewhere off the beaten path. I'd like to build myself my dream home and my wife's dream home, build it to spec the way we want to build it. Nice big house with all the amenities and all the fun stuff. And I would like to have my own little lake on my property that I could have filtration water system and put some fish in there. I'd like to have some chickens, and I'd like to have a garden, and I'd like to have my own water source, a well, and things like that. And what my goal is to sort of get somewhat off grid, if you would, and I'd like to get my own piece of land. And that's a big goal. You know, it's probably what we want to do is probably going to cost around $4 or $5 million to get the land and build the property we're looking to build. That's our goal, right? And so we're looking at what do we have to do, what changes do we have to make to within 5 years be able to achieve that goal. So if you're just coming on, just drop how old are you? Just drop how old are you in the comments. I'd love to know your age if you're just coming on. And what we're talking about is no matter what age you're at, if you're young, middle-aged, or older, no matter what age you're starting from now, you can flip your life upside down financially, really achieve your financial dreams and do what you want to do financially within 5 years' time. I've seen it happen. I'm moving to Arkansas? No, I'm not moving to Arkansas, man. Nope, not Arkansas. And I figure, guys, because I'm going to have my golf tomorrow morning and my arm got thrashed yesterday somehow. Something's wrong with my arm. I don't know what I pulled. But so I'm not working out heavy this morning. I'm going to have a little bit of time to talk to you guys. We're just chilling. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get the old Bruce Lee stretcher out and do some stretching while I'm chatting with you guys. But if you're coming on, guys, it's like a mix between a cabin and a teepee. Okay, that's cool. Oh, it's like maybe like an Airbnb thing, not a permanent residence. So is that what you're doing? So Justin is going to fix up kind of like a shack, kind of like TP cabin, currently developing floor plans. That's pretty cool, dude. That's interesting, man. Well, that's one step in the right direction, right? Working on projects, doing real estate projects. That's one way to head in the right direction. But how old are you now? And where do you want to be different in 5 years? I want land. I want to move my family. I want to buy a piece of land. I want to build a custom home. And I want to kind of get off grid a little bit. I want to have my own food source, my own water source, and sort of be self-sufficient as a family. That's one of my goals. And it's a lofty goal. But it's a lofty goal if I said, hey, by this time next year, I want to have this big piece of land, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. That's a lofty goal. In 5 years, it's actually achievable. You can put a plan in place to actually go ahead and start moving forward and inchworm your way to getting your financial dreams accomplished, getting that property you've always wanted. I gotta go grab this thing real quick, guys. I don't know where my little camera follow deal went. But I got this Bruce Lee stretcher a while back, which is an interesting thing. Sort of a torture device, I'll tell you that. And let's see, I'm not sure where the wheel went. Yep, there you go. I don't see if you've seen one of these before. Oh, Mama's home. Oh. Oh. Hi. All right, so Mama's home. Have you guys ever seen one of these things? It's a freaking torture device. Oh, but it's really good for my legs and my back because I walk 18 holes all the time, like once or twice a week. It's a part of my fitness journey because I was always riding in the golf cart drinking beer before. And I'm a big golfer, but I try to walk now. And those of you who know me, I have a pretty bad knee. I've had 3 knee surgeries on my right knee and all that good stuff. So it's actually kind of difficult. And my knee gets somewhat swollen if I walk golf. Let's see. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna... So this old thing is a torture device. I'm not sure if you've seen this darn thing. Oh. Going to turn it into a mix between an Airbnb and an NYC hotel for a few years, and then I'll sell it. That's pretty cool. I have a lobby area near the foyer, so if you guys have any concerns, employees will be able to be on. That's pretty cool, man. That sounds like a fun project, Just. That sounds like a fun project. Good for you, man. Making moves. No, Dex, I'm not moving to Arkansas, by the way. Nothing against Arkansas, but when you're born and raised in San Diego, California, Arkansas doesn't seem greatly appealing. Oh, so I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, man. I'm going to move you back here a little bit, but these things are nasty, man. Let me see if you guys can see this contraption. You see this thing, man? Okay, this thing here, oh, is death. You put your legs in it like this and you start cranking this thing. And you can crank this darn thing and it starts to spread your legs out into like the splits position. There's a backstop here. A lot of martial artists use these things to try to get more flexible to do kicks and stuff like that. Well, I'm not a martial artist at this moment in my life. I'm not doing a lot of kicks and all that, and I'm not very flexible. And this thing, as you crank it, will start to really crush you guys. But I like to get in here and do some of this kind of stretching and stuff like that. Get my legs all stretched out, my lower back all stretched out. And if you just sit here with this thing cranked and just sit still and chill for a while, when it's really pressing your legs out there like that, boy, it burns, it burns. And then you'll just crank it a little further and let that thing sit for a while. And you can get pretty far even if you're not flexible. And boy, does it stretch you out. So I just wanted to show you this damn thing. It is like a torture device. Oh, but, oh yeah. Oh yeah, things like a torture device. But it feels really, really good to get all stretched out. But boy, oh boy, is this thing like a torture device. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, no, not out there, though. So just asked me if I have any companies which sell fine imported decorative marble. Nope. Not out there. Not out there. Not today. But so, guys, if I have this goal, right, I need $5 to $6 million. Ow. I need $5 to $6 million, somewhere probably around there, I'm assuming. Just kind of do some research, and it's going to be probably like $2 or $2.5 million for the land, and then it'll be another $1.5 million, $1.8 million to build the house we want, and then to put a lake in and to do some things, and so on and so on. It's going to be a project, right? So $5 to $6 million, I'm assuming. And we want to be able to accomplish this goal of buying land and building our custom home within the next 5 years. What can I do, and what can we do to put together a real action plan and figure out how we can take many steps towards that goal and try to meet that goal and try to, achieve that financial move that we want to make? Can we put a real plan together, and can it be done in 3 to 5 years? Can you change your life in 3 to 5 years? I know it to be true. You can ask my business partner and mentor. You can ask my mentor and business partner. You can ask him about it. What happened was he was a really successful guy, and then he got wiped out because of some investments related to mortgage and real estate in the 2008 crash. And when you see a gentleman who gets completely wiped out financially, literally back to broke at age 60, and then you see the guy at age 65 and he's completely rebuilt the empire, you can see that it can be done, guys. So wherever you're starting from, you can really change your life in the next 5 years. It is certainly possible. And I like that term that they put back in the chat earlier, right? The last campaign earlier put, life's like a box of chocolates. And so that statement that we had in the Forrest Gump movie, in the Forrest Gump movie, that statement we had, life's like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. It was a good statement, wasn't it? But I like maybe to try to have a little bit more predictability to my life. You never know what you're going to get is sort of odd. Okay? I like for you to know what you're going to get and put a plan together to get it. Yes, J-Man, $5 to $6 million is easy to make in a few years. You need to open about 2 or 3 day centers or learning centers. Well, let's talk about that. J-Man, have you done that? Have you opened up any day centers or learning centers? J-Man, have you done that before? Or are we having sort of a, I can feel a sense of a comedy break, because I know that a lot of people were doing some scams with those things recently, right? The news story, was it the Somali population out in, was it even in New York? I'm not sure. That was, ouch. Ooh. Ouch. Yeah, is that a comedic break? He knows how I can become a millionaire really quickly. Just open up a fraudulent daycare center. Oh, was it in Minnesota? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, not in New York. Yeah, fraudulent in Minnesota, wasn't it? Ooh, gosh. Oh. Fraudulent daycares and stuff like that. Child care facilities. Government-funded child care facilities, right? Wasn't it?
that was going on. I didn't follow that story too much, but I kind of, I kind of got watched that and got over that real quick. Like, oh, here we go. Guys, we know that people dip into government funds, and we know that there's fraud all over the place. And this is just one other circumstance that they uncovered. So we know that everything's doing that. Oh, that's funny. Just says the hotel will be called NY and OH, New York and Ohio. Is that what it is? But I have a slaughterhouse on the premises, not in the same shack, thankfully, right? Fine steaks, miscellaneous assortments of meats. That's pretty slick, man. That's one of the reasons why I want to get my own land, and I want to be able to cultivate my own fresh meat, whether it be chicken or beef, and I want to be able to have my own fresh water source with fish and things like that on my own piece of land. What's up, NJ? NJ, good to see you. I am stretching. If it looks a little silly, I am in this crazy contraption, guys, that if you haven't seen these things, the martial artists use them, and you crank this wheel here, and it completely terrorizes you and spreads your legs out into the splits position like crazy. Martial artists use them. And I use it sometimes because my legs and my back get tight when I walk 18 holes of golf. And so I stretch out with this darn thing, and I do play golf every Saturday morning, so I'm just getting some stretching in this morning rather than lifting heavy weights. But hey, NJ, good to see you. NJ's one we could do. You could participate, NJ, today. We were talking about how someone can change their life completely financially in 5 years. So like a 5-year time period, you'd be a totally different place financially. All of us can do it. And we're talking about where we want to see ourselves in 5 years. Where are we at now? How old are we? What's our age? How old will we be 5 years from now? We all know that those 5 years are going to go by extraordinarily fast, just like the last 5 years have gone by extraordinarily fast. Many of us, like I, was stuck back in the past, right? Whereas a whole 5 years went by, and I was in the exact same place I was 5 years prior. Anybody ever feel that way? I know I felt like I was on the rat wheel, right? I felt like nothing changed. It was like the repeated schedule, the repeated lifestyle, the repeated paycheck, the repeated everything that was just monotonously happening in my life for like a 5-year time gap. And the 5 years goes by so fast. And it's like, well, I'm still kind of in the same place I was 5 years ago. So we're talking about really flipping that upside down. How do we absolutely change our financial future, change the outlook of our life, change where we're at now in just a 5-year time period? How old is NJ? I know NJ goes to work every day. A lot of the times just hops off of here and says, gotta go, coach. Gotta go to work. Gotta go to that 9 to 5. I feel you. So if we want to get rid of that responsibility of going, say, to a 9 to 5, how within just a 5-year time period do we get rid of that pain in our life and stop going to the 9 to 5? It's kind of the deal, right? Apparently a vast majority of the daycare owners were Somalian. Yeah, I saw that. Yep, I saw that. So, without guys, and guys, I want to stress something too, because we brought this up with the Somali daycare thing and all that stuff. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that we don't do anything fraudulent, guys. So many people that are so smart go out there and do things fraudulently to come up, right? To make some money and all that stuff. And have you guys ever heard those stories and then thought in your head, why didn't that individual just do something that was not fraudulent? It seemed like they were so smart, so capable. Wow, what an individual. They could have done so much good out there, but they decided to go down the wrong path, do something fraudulent. They get all hemmed up. They go to jail. Some bad things happen to their life. They ruin relationships and all this stuff. And you're going, man, that person had all the things go for them. They could have just done something not so fraudulent, and they could have really actually done well for people and themselves. NJ said she was 34. I don't know why that message got retracted, but anyway. NJ's 34. NJ, you still work a W-2 job. Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years if you could completely flip life upside down for the better? It would just be quit your 9 to 5? Would it be financially, yeah, you're 34? Okay, cool. So 34 years old. And so look, by the time you're 39, pre-40, right? Pre-40. I'm an old man now. I'm 46. So you could achieve your financial dreams, between now and the next 5 years. It would actually allow you to do this before the age of 40, which most people don't do. That's pretty young. So what would be your dream, NJ, in 5 years? Where would you envision yourself where you'd say, oh man, I would feel like I really made it financially, over and beyond where you're at now? Oh, you're now 32. Oh, not 34. You're 32. My bad. My bad. You're not 34. You're 32. Got it. Okay. So you're 32 now. Well, that's even better. Okay. That's even better. So we then say, in the next 5 years, how would you envision your life if you really said, wow, I crushed it, right? If you look into the future 5 years, what do you have maybe that you don't have now financially? Is it just the freedom where you don't have to go to work every day? Maybe just the freedom to do what you want to do? Is that one thing? Or maybe you want to be, maybe you want something. Maybe you want a different life. Maybe you want a different property, a different, like I want a property. Yeah, J-Man's goal is to make $5 million a year. That's pretty sweet, man. Oh, okay, I got you, NJ. So NJ's 32. J-Man says his goal is to make $5 million a year. That is a fantastic goal. That is a fantastic goal. J-Man, do you have a plan for that? Is it going to be mostly real estate related and that kind of thing? Or is that going to be also some investments mixed with effort as far as still running a business or something like that to add to that kind of level of income? Business. Yep. And so see, J-Man, that's why I have these conversations with people, because it's really cool to see what kind of things people want in their lives, right? And, J-Man's going to have a business, right? And a business that produces all that money. My goal is not to have a business, because a business takes a lot of time and responsibility. And so again, it's just different, right? It's awesome. I love that, someone wants to run a business and have that business just producing mad income and that kind of thing. You're going to have a business, you're probably going to deal with some sort of, hassles, obviously, whether it be employment or payroll and all this other good stuff. My goal is to be passive. I want to be very passive, and I don't really necessarily need to get to $5 million a year for the lifestyle that's really going to make me happy. So it's good to know your lane and know what it is you want to do. When I'm 50 years old, 55 years old, and 60 years old, I certainly don't want to be running a business. But J-Man, that is awesome, because by being willing to do that and wanting to have that lifestyle, you can certainly make a lot more money than other folks like me that just want to be passive, right? It's a beautiful thing. NJ? Yes, I see. NJ wants to have some freedom, but due to the fact that she works for her tribe, she doesn't exactly make a lot. It's still something, but not nothing. NJ, let me ask you this. If NJ, you started to do something where you had say, $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 per month coming in passively, from say real estate investments or something else like that. If you had $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 a month coming in passively, would you still work for the tribe? I mean, are you required to work for the tribe? Something like that. Or would you be able to not work for the tribe, just be a part of the tribe? Yeah, Justin. I know, man. I do have some nice juicy forearms. Maybe it was just the angle, but some people actually say, "Damn, your forearms look like Popeye." So I appreciate that compliment. What do I do to train my forearms? My forearms, I play a lot of golf, guys, believe it or not. I know people think golf is a sissy sport, but if you play a lot of golf, guys, your hand strength, your grip strength, your forearms, and that will get a lot more juicy. But also there's this. Let me show you this thing, right, which is a real joy as well. Let me show you this joy, okay? This thing is just a real joy here if you guys want to beef up your forearms a little bit. Forearms are kind of left out of exercise quite a bit, but, the forearms usually are what people see when you have a shirt on generally, unless you just have gigantic biceps. But I'll show you this thing, which is a real joy, okay? Oh, what fun it is. And you can get you one of these things. It's got this rope on it. And it's got a handle like this. And all you do, man, is you just hold this thing straight out like that, and you just wind it up. And you wind it up one way like this, and then you just wind it back down the other way. And then you wind it up just like this. And the cool thing is with that little rope on it, right? This is just a 5-pound weight. If you do a lot of reps and you yank this thing up and down by turning those forearms like that, they'll burn. Trust me, you get a forearm workout like crazy. And you can also go, of course, the other way around. So if you hold it like this with the palms up, of course, and you're just rolling it like this, and just winding that rope up and lifting that weight higher and higher. And of course, guys, you can put on a 5-pound weight or a 2-pound weight or a 10-pound weight or whatever you want to put on this thing. Well, let me tell you something. Another wonderful torture device. That is a good thing to have around. So you can wind these suckers up, and boy, it will burn the crud. Burn the crud out of your forearms. That's a darn good little machine there, and boy, they're very inexpensive. So if you want to get some Popeye forearms, just sit there and crush those. And I know you guys remember, okay, let's go old school. I know you guys remember the old school. Sometimes old school is always really good. The old school was when men were rough and tough. Remember those days? And do you guys remember those spring-loaded triangular devices? And they were spring-loaded, and you would just get them in your hand and just squeeze them like this. Remember those things? Little spring things? I used to have one. I used to be in sales, right? Before I was able to get into real estate investing and what I'm doing now and become more financially free, I was in sales management. So oftentimes I had to drive a lot, and I had to go and visit sales calls and help salespeople do things and stuff like that, because I was the lead sales manager and had like 24 sales reps under me, for my full-time job back then. And I remember all the driving I had to do was, you're just sitting there, right? So there's nothing to do. So you'd listen to some on the radio or whatever, bored driving and sitting in San Diego traffic for hours. And I remember I had a set of those. I had a set of those spring forearm strengtheners, the ones that you would just squeeze. They look like a triangle, and you would just squeeze them like this in your hand. And I had a set of those in my car. So I just remember driving like this, and I would just switch hands. I would drive and just be like working my forearm out like this, and you'd lose track of time, and your forearm would just start burning and getting pumped, and you'd go like, don't even know how many squeezes I've done. And then I would just get into the other hand and then take that thing and squeeze the heck out of that thing. So yeah, if you guys want big forearms, it's not that hard, man. Wind stuff up like this, squeeze things. And I play a lot of golf, guys. And so if you're going to the driving range, often and you play golf once or twice a week, you certainly will improve your grip strength for sure. J-Man, your dad bought a bunch of houses in 08 and 011. Well, your dad's very smart. You didn't, and guy, here's what's funny, guys. The smarts was in being prepared financially and having the resources and knowledge to go and capitalize and buy real estate back in 2008, 2009, 2010. It wasn't that you had to be really intelligent and make intelligent moves from then on to become wealthy. It was just that it was right time, right place. Those folks who bought real estate up had the ability, the financing, the ability to raise private capital or whatever they were doing, right? Or they had their own means, whatever. But they were prepared financially. They were prepared mentally. They knew how to do it, and they understood to go capitalize, right? That was the smarts. And somebody was prepared and went out there and bought up real estate, 2009, 2010, 2011. If you did that, that was where the smarts was. All you had to do was make sure you didn't lose those properties. Just keep them. Make sure the payments are made. Make sure the renters pay, whatever it was. And boy, from then to now, you're wealthy. There is something said about being prepared to take advantage of certain market conditions. There certainly is something to be said. Would y'all mind liking the video? Patrick deserves it. Oh man, AJ, I appreciate you, brother. Good to see you, AJ. I thought, where's AJ been? It's good to see you, AJ. Really good. So that was really good, J-Man, on your pops. Wow, good call, right? Good call. A lot of prejudiced people out there in Wyoming. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Guys, I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but being prejudiced and racist is so old-fashioned. But they keep on perpetuating it in the news and riling people up against each other. It's just wild, man. But I thought we were all way more developed than that by now. I don't know. by way of someone's skin color, which is a difference of melatonin, has nothing to do with who someone is or what they're capable of, or it's like wild, dude. I thought racism was dead, but it's unfortunate that it still exists like that in somewheres. Yeah, they are everywhere, aren't they? Yep. Super said up. Yep, they're everywhere. Okay. All right. I gotta get out of this machine. Okay. So if you guys get in one of these flexibility machines, man, and you're not that flexible like me right now, it really crushes you. I'll tell you that much. Yes, discrimination is a human right. I think discrimination on one's tone of their tanness of their skin color is a little odd. We can discriminate against certain people for certain actions and things like that for sure. The skin color thing gets me though. Because there really isn't even a real white. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I don't know if I've seen a real white. Everybody's like a different shade of tan. So if we're all tan, but just people are different shades of the tan, I don't know why people treat people differently. But if it's by character and experience, then we can certainly discriminate. It's a defensive mechanism. They're everywhere. Not like it used to be. Yep. Yeah, I love it. Hey, AJ, I got a question for you if you're on, AJ. And I appreciate you, man. I love AJ. He's a support system for this live show. I appreciate AJ a lot. Hey, AJ, let me ask you this. AJ, how old are you, AJ? What's your age now? And then do you have any interesting, lofty financial goals? Do you have a different place you'd like to be financially just in 5 years or less? It's kind of the subject today. Getting off track a little bit. Guys, I'm just stretching. Usually for my physical and financial fitness shows, I'm actually working out in here and we're doing bench presses and all that stuff. But whatever I did with my daughter yesterday, I have like some sort of pulled something here. I don't know what I did, flinging my daughter up in the air and doing that. So I'm not really lifting today because I want to be able to play golf tomorrow. So I'm trying to let my arm heal. And I'm in my crazy martial arts stretching machine. I don't know if you guys have seen these where you crank this machine, it spreads your legs apart. It's a torture device, let me tell you something. But I'm going to get my stretching done today, and hopefully I can loosen my body up so that I can certainly get a good golf round in tomorrow morning. We play every Saturday morning, and we play for money, so. AJ, are you still on, buddy? I want to see how old AJ is and see what kind of goals financially AJ has in the next 5 years. Okay, I'm done. Can't do this anymore. Woo! Ay. Whew. I just sent it again. I'll just send it again, LOL. It's not a must. Okay, there you go. It's not a must. You don't have to work for your tribe. You just do because being native, it's kind of hard to get hired around here. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Well, even, that right there would be a huge motivator to me. Oh man, NJ, that would be such a huge motivator to me as far as doing something outside the norm and creating some passive income for myself. Man, oh man, would you surprise all the heck out of them? And I thought maybe on some tribes, if you are blood to the tribe, if you are blood related to the tribe, I thought a lot of people get like a stipend. I know a lot of the people out here in California, because they have the casinos out here in California, a lot of Indian casinos. And I know someone up, my buddy Alex lives probably like 45 minutes north of me, and his wife is blood of one of the tribes there that has a casino up there. And I think they make like $10 or $11 or $12,000 a month just because they're a part of the tribe. That'd be pretty damn cool. That would be pretty damn cool. Not out this way. So yeah, well, I'll tell you this, NJ, let's get you some passive cash flow coming in, girlfriend. Get you some passive cash flow coming in where you can do what you want to do, and you don't have to go work for the tribe if you don't want to do that. And you don't have to worry about the people that don't want to hire you around there for their mentality, their poor mentality. We could just do it ourselves, right? J-Man, would the hotel experience be a bunch of non-English speaking illegal immigrants trashing the hotel and fighting each other? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not out in New York, guys. Was it pretty bad? I'm not out in New York. I'm in San Diego. San Diego has its own problems politically, right? politically and with homeless and all that junk. But yeah, it seemed quite interesting what happened to New York with illegal immigrants and stuff like that. Illegal immigrants out here in California are awesome, guys. Yeah, the illegal immigrants out here, guys, are super cool people. Illegal immigrants out here in California are mostly Mexican, and they're mostly awesome people. They're mostly really hardworking people, good family people. And so that's kind of our illegal immigrant status over here. Sorry about that. I just got a phone call. I keep getting a phone call here. Oops. All right. I was trying to put my phone. Is Newsom an illegal? No, Newsom's a scumbag, though, in my opinion. Uh-oh. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had a little pause. I had a phone call. Tried to put my phone on airplane mode, and that didn't work out too well. But yeah, so Newsom, gosh darn it, Newsom, I feel is like a political plant. If you know, I don't get political on this channel much. Talk about physical and financial fitness here, right? Try to keep that clean. But yeah, no, Newsom's terrible. Yeah, I know. I'm back. Thanks, Andy. I got a phone call. Then I tried to put my phone on airplane mode, and of course, what was I thinking? Can't stay live on YouTube on airplane mode. But someone was calling me. What do I think about Balboa Park charging for parking? Well, I guess it's just one of those things. As the big cities get more and more populated and the cool little tourist areas become more and more popular, more people, I guess. For supply and demand, I guess they got to sometimes charge money for the parking. I don't know. Guys, it's give and take, right? I mean, you're either living in California, New York, or Florida, or these places that are big cities, and you go, hey, if I'm living there, there's a cost of living there, right? I know out in California here, everything's more expensive, so it's almost like you become numb to it. There's a place where we go surfing down in Del Mar Beach, and there's this extraordinarily well-placed, very convenient parking lot right across the street from the surf spot and the sand, and boy, is it perfect. But I think one day when we went there and we were at the beach for like 8 hours, it was one of those whole beach days, and I think we paid like $50. I think it was like $50 to just park there to go to the beach for the day. Just ultra convenient, and it's like, well, sometimes you got to deal with that. Let's talk financial fitness. In 5 years, you want to be more passive. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I see. Yeah, because it caused a bunch of people to avoid to pay for the parking and to park around in the neighborhood around the park. Yeah, I mean, it's all a pain in the butt, guys. Let's see. Yeah, $50 to park for the day to go to the beach out here. And, at the end of the day, you're going, well, I could try to drive around for an hour and look for parking and then grab the beach stuff and walk my whole family and kids with all my carted beach stuff and lawn chairs, like, blocks and blocks and blocks, and, don't have to pay the money. But then you go convenience, though. The parking lot's right there. You can unload your stuff, walk across the street, be at the beach, come back. You can go back and forth to your car. You don't have to walk. And you're like, okay, it's $50. So, yeah, you know how it is. Yeah, let's talk financial fitness. Andy wants to be more passive. So, Andy, you're in the right place, obviously working with the right people, learning the right things. And so, of course, how do we create more passive income? $50 an hour for parking in San Francisco? Yeah, I know. Well, certainly I would never live in San Francisco. I would never live in San Francisco. I don't even really feel like I need to go there to be a tourist. I don't have any need to go to San Francisco. But, so what are you going to do, Andy? What are we going to do? I think that someone like Andy is smart enough to know that if he just inches away, I know she's 7 now, huh? If Andy just inches away at creating a tad bit of passive income on, say, a monthly or quarterly basis, and just adding a little bit and a little bit, sticks with it, then in just a few short years, like we said, guys, I'm kind of using a 5-year time frame on this, but within 3 to 5 years, guys, depending on your level of effort, within 3 to 5 years, you can drastically change your life completely. But you have to inch away at it, and we have to do one thing at a time. So with Andy, we got to start getting you some more assets, not with your own money, Andy's an investor. Andy Woodward on here is an investor, of course, but not with your own money, Andy. But we need to learn Andy how to go out and raise some private capital, acquire some assets with some OPM, and start getting that infinite return. You add a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, monthly or quarterly, a little bit of passive cash flow, a little bit of passive cash flow, more than you had, and it starts to add up. And that's why I really look at it as being a 3 to 5 year plan. And in 3 to 5 years, inchworming your way there, little by little, which is not exciting and sexy, you can get to the exciting and sexy results you're looking for. Okay. I love it, J-Man. Beautiful little comedic reference to my boy Andy. I'm sure, Andy, you've never heard anything like that before, referencing to the Toy Story movie. But he said Andy could start selling his toys like Woody and Buzz Lightyear. That's funny. Light Buzz Year. That was a good way to say that. It's Buzz Lightyear, J-Man. I had a sister that was based out in San Diego in 2009. Where'd she go? Let's see. You think you just know everything. That's an interesting name. Oh my gosh. That's the name. That's the name, Dr. Dingle. That's way funnier than any troll comment that you can make. That's what's classic about that. Just your name, Dr. Dingle, is funnier than the troll comment you could ever come up with. That's classic. How funny. How funny. Dr. Dingle. I know not to give myself a name like that on YouTube. At least I'm smart enough for that. I don't know everything at all, guys. I only know what I know. Stay in my lane. I know how to help people get more physically fit, change their game physically. That's what I know. I know how to do that. I also know how to. Oh, car crash? Oh, I'm sorry. Damn. Bethany says, but I really feel like you do know everything. You're like a real life Google. Thank you for that. I don't claim to know everything whatsoever, guys. Matter of fact, that's the worst place to be in. I'm scheduling a lunch with somebody to go to lunch this Tuesday here in San Diego with somebody that I'm looking at that can level me up, right? That can teach me some things, okay? So you never are in a place where you know everything. And once you feel like you're there, that's a bad place to be in. Never be the smartest person in the room. Always look for help. Always look to learn. Oh, she was a Marine. I see. That's why she got stationed out here in San Diego, huh? With the Marines. Right on. That's funny, Bethany. I feel like a real life Google. Well, I've been through a lot and I am somewhat absorbent. And so I learn as I go through life. And at 46 years old, I've been through a lot. So I know a lot. And at least I can give people good advice. Good advice. But wouldn't it be tough, guys? Is it tough for you if you had to give advice to somebody that has a name Dr. Dingle? I don't even know if I could keep a straight face trying to help someone like that. So yeah, stationed out here in San Diego, huge Marine and Navy presence. Obviously out here in San Diego is a big military city. And so yeah, sorry to hear about that. That's rough. But hey, NJ, I got an idea. Why don't we work together? Okay, NJ, I'll help you. Why don't we work together and we'll get you to get what? How much do you 3 years? I don't know. Let's make that the goal. It'd be fun anyways. Fun game to play. How much money do you make working for the reservation? How much money are you making per week? Like what's your weekly paycheck? Or let's say monthly. What's your monthly income working for the tribe? Let's write that number down and we knock that thing out and we get you passive income coming in at least for that amount or more within the next 3 years. That'd be pretty slick. Both tried to get out of the norm. Yep. I see. Well, there's plenty of cool ways to get out of the norm. You're in the right place here, NJ. Talking to gentlemen like me, my wife, and people, we're here to support people to try to help people achieve more financial freedom. And oftentimes it's easier than people think. It's just the time frame of the 3 to 5 years that most people are unwilling to commit to. But yeah, like in 3 to 5 years, you could make enough money passively every month, NJ, real easily to get out of that job and not have to do that no more ever again. And do your own thing. That'd feel good, wouldn't it? If you're just hopping on, go ahead and throw how old you are in the comments. And if you want to be in a different financial place 5 years from now, what does that look like? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? Do you want to have a nicer, bigger house? Do you want to buy the car you always wanted? Do you want to just have more free time? Do you want to quit the 9 to 5 that's just a hassle to go to? You kind of have to go to it. You have to go to it. You don't have to do anything in this life, guys. Remember, Jim Rome said we're not trees that are rooted waiting for things to come and destroy us that can't move, right? We're not trees that are rooted. Human beings can make moves, man. We have this over here, so we can do what we want to do. Hell yeah, NJ. I'm telling you, NJ, it's completely possible. And that was kind of the premise of this today, was to let people know that it is completely possible. A lot of times we have this stopper or a blocker in trying to go and do something and achieve our dreams because we feel like it's just so far out of reach or it's maybe impossible for us. Well, if we can flip our mindset and know that that is absolute garbage gobbledygook, it's not true. It's not true at all. And so any of us, brown, black, white, okay, old, middle-aged, young, doesn't matter. We all have the ability to make a move, to make a change, to bust some stuff out, to do things differently, all right? And to end up somewhere totally different in like a 3 to 5 year time period. And the whole 3 to 5 years, I've selected 5 years to be cool about it. I've seen people do things in 5 years that are amazing, and I've seen people try to do it in 1 year and be defeated, okay? So it's not let's do this quickly. It's not a get rich quick thing, but NJ, I promise you, someone like yourself can get that $3,000, and I don't know how much you make over there at the Indian tribe, but $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. I don't know. I'm making a guess here. Yeah, stepping stones. That's right, Deception. Stepping stones. And it's really, look, if you can set yourself down the right path, that's the thing. Okay? If we set ourselves down the right path to walking towards financial freedom, then it just becomes one step at a time. Just one step at a time. And each step gets you closer to financial freedom if we're walking down the right path. So yeah, NJ, we could do this. If it's $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, whatever that number is, within a 3 year time period, 5 years max, 3 to 5 years, don't have to worry about that no more. We can put that money issue behind us, which is, I love that statement, right? What if you can put the money issues behind you and you don't have to worry about the money issues anymore? Yeah, $3,500, no problem. So do me this favor, NJ. Excuse me. Do me this favor, or anybody if you can help me out. I can't shut my phone off to use my calculator right now, but we'll just put things in perspective, okay? Based on the business that I do in acquiring mortgage notes, right, which is just a passive investment. That's why we buy mortgage notes rather than rental properties, right? Simple. So rather than rentals for passive cash flow and managing tenants, we buy mortgage notes and we get passive cash flow because people pay their mortgage payments. So if somebody does what I do, right, let's say we need to get to $3,500 a month. So just do me a favor. If somebody has a calculator, right, you got to go. Oh, bummer. All right, Andy. I'm about to hop off here pretty soon too. But do a calculator and just let's put 3,500 into a calculator and then divide that by, say, 200. Let's just do 200. What's 3,500 divided by 200? What's the number? 3,500 divided by 200. What does that end up being? Is it like 20 something? Yes. Math problems. 17 and a half. Okay. Oh, snap. Crick, crack, a pop. Ah! No, all right, so 17. All right, so here's just something to put into perspective. And I'm not saying that you would do what it is I do. I'm just saying I can certainly help to motivate you to do whatever it is you want to do to replace that $3,500 a month with passive cash flow within the next 3 to 5 years. Guaranteed, not a problem. You can do it, all right? Now, with what I do, the reason I was giving you that math is because I want to put things in perspective, okay? So at $3,500 a month, if the average note I buy using other people's money, so not with my money, but I have to be the deal maker. I have to have the ability to source the note and do the due diligence and buy the note and manage the note and all that stuff. So I get my expertise as my value. I can get private lenders and investors to invest into my note investing business with me to make a good return on their money. So that's the theory here. And so, for say every $50,000 or $60,000 note I buy with OPM, it creates around $200 on average of passive monthly cash flow for me. So that's why I did that math. So in my business, if you need $3,500 a month passively, then by calculation, you would need to do about 17 deals. So 17 transactions, 17 sets of paperwork, notarizations and recording in county record and that. Nope, not dividends, man. I buy mortgages. Deception, I buy mortgages. So I collect people's mortgage payments. I have their house as collateral. So I'm in the lending business, so to speak, but I don't originate mortgage loans. I'm not a mortgage note originator. I buy people's mortgages from credit unions, banks, hedge funds, private sellers, real estate investors, websites. You can buy notes on the secondary mortgage market. So that's what I do. But just putting things in perspective, right? It's 17 deals. So in looking at that, it would be that we'd have to find 17 private lenders in this whole wide world. Doesn't have to be right in your own tribe, in your own community, in your own backyard. Doesn't have to be your own parents, your own uncles or aunts. Okay. But we have to find 17 human beings on the planet that want to make a good, secure return on their money and have the ability to invest 50, 60 grand. We got to find 17 of those people. It's one of the tasks. And then once we find 17 of those people, we had to take their money and pair it with buying a note in the secondary mortgage market and do the paperwork. And if you did that little process 17 times, and how quickly then? So I said 3 to 5 years. I invest in crypto. We can talk about that here in just a second for a little bit. But so let's talk about this thing where I said somebody could change their life, be financially free, and quit their 9 to 5 and do this within 3 to 5 years time period. Well, NJ would need to do 17 transactions in my business. So let's say that we got someone like NJ on a track to try to do 1 deal per month. That means within 17 to 18 months from today, she could be financially free, quit her 9 to 5, and have $3,500 or more passive cash flow coming in. And that's 17 months from now. That's less than 2 years if we did 1 deal a month. What if we only did 1 deal every other month? See where I'm heading with this? Certainly achievable, okay? You can run as fast or as slow to that goal as you want to run, but we can get you there. There's no doubt. My thought on cryptocurrencies are that it's obviously where the planet is heading. They're already getting rid of pennies. I don't know if you guys knew that, but they're taking pennies out of circulation. So no longer will they make any pennies or have pennies in circulation. Pretty soon it'll be, the nickels, the dimes, the quarters, and the paper. So, everything's going digital. Everything is going digital. So, what do I think? I think that if you are intelligent, that you will, at least not miss one of the greatest wealth transfers in our lifetime. The financial system goes under change about every 100 to 120 years. The financial system goes under a change and a shift. Fiat currencies never last. Every fiat currency ever that's not backed by anything has died a grisly death. And that's where we're headed right now with all the fiat currencies, with China and the United States and what's going on with the dollar and all that. So, I believe in cryptocurrency, and I believe that, there's going to be obviously a couple cryptocurrencies out there, guys, that are going to be important in running the backbone of the new financial system. Straight up. So I always suggest that people do research. I suggest that you guys study, okay? Study and research crypto, research fiat currencies, research what's happening right now with the American banking system, okay? Research what's happening with maybe possibly the destruction of the Federal Reserve. Just look at what's happening, guys. Look at the Genius Act that got passed that sort of stabilized the United States dollar dominance. I'm not a meme coin guy. I don't do the Doge coins going to the moon thing. I know people do. I know there's been slight success with some people that are now driving around in Lambos because of the meme coin game. But there's, 98% of people that played that game that just keep getting wiped out. Getting rug pulled and all that. And now Dogecoin, been around a long time. Okay. But I'm not into Dogecoin. I'm literally, guys, just me only, because I don't give financial advice. I can only tell people what I do. But I'm looking at what I believe will be a long-term part of the new financial system. A very important long-term part of the new financial system. I invest heavily in those assets. Yeah, Bitcoin I don't invest much into. I kind of missed the Bitcoin in my mind because I saw I saw Bitcoin, started learning about Bitcoin when it was $600 a coin. I didn't buy any. Oops. Okay. But also, too, I really don't trust Bitcoin much, guys. I don't trust Bitcoin too much. Bitcoin still has an anonymous creator and so on and so forth. So I don't know. There's some issues around that in my mind that I've studied, and I just don't really trust Bitcoin as much as I trust some other coins. So that's how I treat crypto. Of course, who hasn't heard of Bitcoin? Dogecoin to the moon. Nope. Dogecoin. I don't invest in Dogecoin. You're able to afford the wrap-around porch with the Dogecoin money. That's epic. Hell yeah. Peaked right around November 24 after Trump was elected. Yeah, everything peaked, right? So that's timing, guys. Timing. So this is very smart. Just OD. Very smart, right? If you're smart enough to time things, and you're smart enough to not get emotional and greedy, and you're smart enough to pull profit when things go way up, there you go. Problem is, you know how most people are, dude. Most people don't buy any Dogecoin until everything starts going like this after Trump gets elected, and they're looking at that Dogecoin or they're looking at that Bitcoin and they're seeing everything, whoa, tiger, and then they all start FOMOing in and buying it, and all of a sudden, so most people get thrashed. Yeah, the emotions, people don't realize, you don't realize your emotions, how it gets when stuff goes crazy, okay? If you invested, like, let's just say you invested like $100. You invested $100 into something and the $100 goes up to like 7,000. You don't get it how when it's doing that, the emotions that go on. Many people don't know when to pull out, don't know when to pull those profits. So as things are going up, they go up very quickly, right? Like after Trump got elected, and then all of a sudden they go down very quickly. It's kind of like a quick thing. And I've seen a lot of people too, of course, guys, ride it way up and go, woohoo, and then not pull out because they don't know when to pull out. They're thinking it's going to keep going, and their greed takes over, and it doesn't, and it stops, and it goes, meow. Yeah. Yeah, you bet 1,600 and almost had a heart attack last week. How funny. Yeah, well, NJ, it would be hella awesome. And the thing is, if you really think in your heart and soul, it would be hella awesome to be able to not have to work somewhere that you don't like going to or whatever to make the $3,500 a month. That you have the ability to replace that $3,500 a month with passive income with just by using your brain. Yeah. Just by using your brain. Learning some new skills, learning a new way to speak to people, learning a new way to present some things, and learning a new kind of, a new character, right? Learning how to become a new character in this world. What are my thoughts on casinos? I love casinos. As a business model, I love casinos. What other business do you have where people come willingly and just throw money away for you? Here you go. I love casinos. I don't really much like going to casinos to gamble too much because I like gambling, and that's bad. Okay, I like gambling. I like the thrill of it. I like the craps table, the roulette table, all that stuff. So I don't like going there. Guys, one of the principles I teach is don't gamble with your money. Don't gamble with your money. Don't do it. 50-50 odds on game betting. I like game betting sometimes. Like sometimes I'll bet on golf because I know a lot more about golf than I do other sports. So sometimes I'll bet on golf. Sometimes I'll bet on UFC, some of that stuff. But I'm not a big gambler, guys. I'm really not. I avoid gambling. Even though sometimes it's enjoyable, sometimes I'll just gamble knowing that I'm paying for entertainment, if that makes sense, right? I could go out and spend a couple $100 going to do anything, nice dinner and go do this and go do that, and you drop a couple $100. So if I could go drop a couple $100 at the casino and have fun with buddies for a couple of hours, I feel like I'm just paying for the entertainment of it. I'm not there to try to figure I can beat the casino and walk out with big winnings. That's silly. But to run a casino, to own a casino, now you're talking. I wish I could own a casino. Oklahoma City tonight will win, 73% chance. All right, cool. Go throw some money on that, man. Go throw some money on that. Let's go. So I don't follow sports much. I used to like to play sports quite a bit. I don't generally get into that fan base of wearing somebody else's number on my back and getting mad or sad if one team loses or doesn't win or whatever. Hoping to win big on roulette. Beautiful. I'd be awesome. Go win in roulette, buddy. I lost 300 one night betting on live table tennis. Dude, live table tennis, those guys that are that good at, oh my God. Have you seen those table tennis players? Freaking athletes, man. They play table tennis like they play real tennis. It's wild. So yeah, guys, here's the point. I'm going to go ahead and get off. We're just kind of rambling and hanging out today. It was the idea is NJ, peace out, girl. Get on my calendar. Let's talk about getting you $3,500 a month. $3,500 a month is so achievable. I think you can do it in less than 2 years, really. So you could think 2 years from now, you don't have to work that job anymore. That'd be a pretty good goal. Let's try to get you there. All right, guys. Well, listen, hey, just let me give you guys this, okay? No matter what it is you want to do, you have to pick what that is. For all of us, it's different. For me, I want to have a big, nice piece of land where I can make my own family compound and have my own food and water sources and, be able to have my family tree raise future generations there. Right? Maybe have several houses or a family compound on one piece of land if that's what my family wants to do. But that's kind of my goal. So one of my goals is to do that, and I have a goal and to do it in 5 years. And the idea is to try to nitpick away at that and figure out if 5 years from now you can achieve your goal. Some people want a big boat. Some people want a Lamborghini. Some people want a big fancy house. Some people want to take vacations to Europe. Some people want a private jet. Some people don't need any of that. Some people just want to be free and chill. And some people want to go sit on the beach all day and not have any worries. So whatever it is that your heart really desires, if you don't really have that life yet, you really can change things up. And within a 5-year time period, you can really become someone new and you can have a totally different life. I think that people try to get this, do it so quickly and get defeated when it doesn't happen, when these results don't happen very quickly within, say, 6 months or a year's time, right? Well, that's not the universe the way it works. You have to become somebody different to have different things happen in your life. And to become somebody different, it does take quite some time. And it takes some learning, stepping outside your comfort zone, figuring something out new that you haven't known yet. Because based on what we've known so far, based on who we've hung out with so far, based on the things we've done so far, if we're not where we want to be, it's because of who we've hung out with and what we've done and the things we've learned and that over the past 5 years. Don't you understand that, guys? It's just like what we've done over the past 5 years has ended you up right where you're at now. So if in 5 years from now you want to be in a totally different place, we just make the choices to start inchworming our way there. And trust me, guys, you can be quite amazed with yourself at how different you can change your life to become within just a 3 to 5 year time period. So that was just my message for today, guys. I hope that hit you well. We all have the ability to do it. It doesn't matter how tan our skin color is, how short or tall we are, how old we are or young we are at this moment in time. You have the ability to really decide to make a change, to learn something new, to get around different people, to have different influence, get your mind working in a different direction, and start walking down a new path, step by step by step by step. If you're walking down the right path, you'll eventually get to your goals, okay? If your goals is to have fancy stuff, great. If your goals is to buy land like me, great. If your goals is just to be chill and not have to go to work, great. We can all do it. All right, guys? So, time for school. Oh, I'm getting done. If you want to keep her here, I can. All right, guys. Fam Bam's off to school. I got to go. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will be right back here on Monday, guys. And we're going to be back here on Monday, probably hitting a hard workout once my arm heals up a little bit. And so we're going to bust out a workout here, 6:30 to 8 a.m. on Monday. And we're going to also get going on some real intelligence, okay? We're going to talk some good stuff on Monday. So, guys, I'd love to see you here. And enjoy your weekend. See you later. Bye.